Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. In today's video, I would like to talk about how to package and Dockerize Scala applications. Let's get started. So as you can see, I have a Scala class over here. The class is called Hello World Service, okay? And all it does is that it has a method called sayHello that when you pass it a name, it just says hello to that name. Inside of my main.scala, which is the entry point to execute the application, I have created a variable called name, which is name, and then I have created an instance of the hello world class, and then all I'm doing is calling the sayHello method, passing it the name, and then printing the name. All right, so if I print this, just to show you what the application is doing, all you see is that it says hello Ben. What we are going to do is to Dockerize this simple application. And the concept of Dockerization is that we want to create a blueprint of our application that can run on lots of machines, all right? So we want to create an image of our application, so an image of this code that I have written over here, and then we can just execute this on any machine that we want to. Now, the first step in Dockerizing your Scala application is packaging your application, all right? So we need to create a jar file for this application. Now, there are different ways of doing this, and I'm going to show you one way, and then I'll show you the way that I tend to do things, all right? So the first thing that we can do is to go to the terminal, and then inside of the terminal, what I can do is to say SBT package, all right? So I can say SBT package like so, and then when I run SBT package, as you can see over here, what it will do is that it will create for me a jar file. So if I go back to IntelliJ, then I go to the target directory under Scala 2.13. As you can see, there is a jar file over here. Now, this is the jar file of our application, okay? The next thing that I'm going to do is to create the actual Docker file. As you can see, I already have a Docker file over here, but if you don't have one, all you need to do is to create a Docker file. So imagine that this thing wasn't here, okay? You just need to create a Docker file like so and call it Docker file. So in a Docker file, I am pulling the OpenJDK21 image. I have set my working directory to /app. I'm copying everything, okay? I'm saying I want to copy dot, so everything to this /app directory. And then what I'm saying over here is that I want to add the target Scala 2.3, and then what I need to specify over here is the jar file, okay? So if I go to the target directory and I go to Scala 2.3, as you can see, there is this jar file over here. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to do this over here, okay? So I'm copying this jar file into the /app directory. And then I can say that the entry point is java-jar, and then I need to put in the jar file. So I have this now, and that is it. I have created my Docker file. The next thing that I need to do is that I need to build this, okay? Because I need to build this to get an image, and then I can run the image and have a container, okay? So I'm going to try and run this locally. To do this, all I need to do is to go back to the terminal, and then in the terminal, all I need to do is to say docker build dot, okay? So I'll do docker build and then dot. And what this is going to do is that it is going to take this Docker file and then build an image. So if I clear this and I do Docker images, now this is the image that got created, and it got created 16 seconds ago. So now I can try and run this to see if I run it, I will actually get hello world being printed. So if I copy this and I do Docker run with this image ID, let's see. So I was expecting this problem. It says that unable to initialize main class main. So there are a few ways to go about this problem, but what I tend to do is that rather than executing SBT package directly as we did, what I tend to do is use the SBT assembly plugin. Using the SBT assembly plugin, I automatically find the main class. Okay, I don't need to specify the main class. So what I'll do is to get the SBT assembly plugin. So to get the SBT assembly plugin, all I need to do is to go to the SBT assembly GitHub repository, and then I will copy the plugin. So I will just copy this over here, and then in project plugin, I will put in the SBT assembly plugin. Okay, now with this, rather than executing the SBT package directly, what I'm going to do now is to execute SBT assembly. All right, so I'll go back to the terminal, and then within the terminal, I will type in SBT assembly. All right, so I'll type in SBT assembly like so. Now this is done, and as you can see, it created a jar file inside of the same target Scala 2.13, and then with the name of the jar file. I will check the target directory Scala 2.13, and as you can see, there are two jar files now. This is the one that got created by the SBT package command, and this is the one that got created by the SBT assembly command. So I'll just copy this, and then I will delete this one, and then I'll go back to the Docker file, and in here, what I will do is to paste the name of the jar file, okay? And then I'll also change this one to the name of the jar file, like so. Now I will build another image of my application. So I will run the Docker build again. So I'll go to the terminal, and within the terminal, I will clean up. So I'll do Docker images, and then I will delete the image that I created before. So I will do Docker remove -f, remove image -f, and then the name of the image, and I will say Docker build, and I will say dot, like so. Okay, so now I have built the Docker file and created a new image. So if I do Docker images, I have a new image which got created about 11 seconds ago. So what I will do now is to copy this, and I'll do Docker run, and then the image ID. So if I run this, as you can see, it says hello Ben. Now, this is how you package your application and then you Dockerize your application. I know this is very, very simple and very basic, but if you understand this, you'll be able to apply it to complex projects and actually create images of that project. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.